It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on Your Viewpoint. I am Rotimi Akintunde. The love of money, they say, is the root of all evil. In recent times, the urge to make money, especially fast money, has led many people, especially the youth, into what is believed to be money rituals. Sadly, it has become a serious issue, and of course, many people have actually lost a lot of things because money ritual doesn't end well with them. Today we'll be talking about all of this and some other things that are related to this. Of course, you and I would agree that this has led to declining of moral values in our society. Thank you so much for joining us again. I have in the studio with me at this time a media personality very close to me right here, Olaito Meadows. Good afternoon, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, it's good to be here.
All right, we also have in the studio the lead at Unicorn Law, Anthony Abia. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, of course, you know what is happening. Of course, everywhere, so many stories going on. Of course, you want to be reminded of what happened in Ondo, but that is not the focus. But before we go into this topic, I would like to get your reactions as to what happened on Sunday at about 11:30 a.m. According to reports that some gunmen allegedly got into a church, and of course it brought about a massacre, so to speak. Olaito, what are your thoughts? What came to your mind when you got that report? I'm sure you must have heard about that.
Oh yes, I was going through my phone on Sunday. I was actually following up with the 70th Platinum Jubilee of the Queen of England. That was what I was on. And the next thing I saw was breaking news. Several people were shot dead at a Catholic church.
Reportedly shot dead.
That I was getting to that. And the next thing I saw was it was a bomb blast. And I got confused. I was like, which is which? What exactly happened? So I started trying to follow up on what exactly happened. And seeing the pictures, I saw some pictures and I read some reports, and it was very unfortunate.
All right, let's look at what this has to do, what it has to do with humanity. The love for people. There's this song about where's the love and all of that. Today in the world looks like, okay, people don't even bother about human life, so to speak. What do you have to say to that?
That song is still very endemic to what is happening. In fact, even right after or long after that song was done, it shows our everyday lives. We read, I have to be honest, as much as possible, I stay away from news stories sometimes.
Why?
Because I'm scared of what will happen today.
All right, I would like Anthony to react to that, the psychology of getting bad news every day. How would you take that?
I mean, for me, the way I see it is most times I try to ensure that my mental state is balanced. And how I'm able to do that is, you know, I'm a Christian, so I try to ensure that I fellowship properly, and also I'm a person that read a lot, so I try to read as much as I can, so that I don't get engrossed in those kinds of news, because these things, when those news come up and you try to digest them, sometimes you're not able to do that. So sometimes you just hope that things like this don't happen again, and we hope that soon these things will be taken care of. But most times I try to ensure that I study, I do things that I am required to do, and not to get buried and engrossed with those.
All right, we'll commiserate with the families of those that were reportedly killed in that incident, and we hope that things will get better. And of course, I want to believe we all have to be a part of this, to see that this can get better and Nigeria can get better. However, we're looking at some other issues that are related to killing, and that is money ritual. So that's exactly what we're looking at today. We're looking at the rising cases of money ritual in our society, and of course that shows how our moral values have declined and still declining, so to speak. Now, you talk about money rituals and all of that. What comes to mind now? There's this story about a 16-year-old boy that reportedly died in a hotel, and was said to have been reciting incantation, and it involved a 19-year-old brother, relative, so to speak. Now, aside that, another one happened, according to reports, in a neighboring country, where a native doctor had to invite policemen to arrest a man that brought his 2 children for money ritual. When you hear stuff like this, what comes to your mind?
For me, when I hear stuff like that, I just realize how that values that have kept the society for a very long time are continue to getting degraded. I mean, I don't know anywhere in the world where people have succeeded, or where a nation has succeeded on the understanding that you would have to desecrate the sacredness of human life to be able to make money, as opposed to innovation and entrepreneurship. So you will find that people are losing the essence of values. So you begin to wonder, where did this come from? Where did these kinds of values come from?
Where's that coming from?
If you ask me, there are a couple of areas that I feel that those values come from. First is that I do believe that the essence of social media is not properly inspiring people, or rather people are not being properly inspired by what they see on social media. Social media is a platform, I mean, it's a powerful tool, and we thank God for it. So, but people are not properly inspired by the essence of social media. You don't go on social media and see someone else and just all of a sudden you want to be like that person. So people undergo processes to get to where they are. For instance, you can see a person who is extremely successful and you're just seeing the person on social media, but you don't know how that the person has suffered over time to get to where he or she has gotten to. So I feel that people are not properly, one of the biggest issues I see amongst others is that people are not properly inspired by what they see on social media.
All right, we'll come back to the social media issue, and we have to look at getting people properly inspired. What's your take on that?
Okay, so drawing from what you both have said, you started by saying money is the root of all evil. It is
the love of money, actually.
The love of money is the root of all evil. This is a saying that was drawn out of the Bible, and it's a direct quotation from the Bible. And when we look at the money of the aspect or the talk about money ritual, it's not something that started last year. It's not something that started 20 years ago. It has been here, or it has been in existence for a long period of time. But as time progresses and as social and moral decadence becomes much worse as time passes, it becomes more endemic. It becomes a problem that we can now see visibly, because rather than wanting to work, rather than wanting to go through the long stressful task.
Yes, most of the time people want to go through the smart work system, which is not a bad idea. But then, if it's going to be smart work, must it bring time. Yes, and you know, today it looks like we're beginning to redefine what smart work is. You know, you want to take shortcut, and as you take shortcuts, you want to hit people and run.
That is it. That is
it. You understand what I'm saying?
For me, the concept of shortcut is very devastating. For if any young person who intends to go through that path needs to reconsider it, because some of the people that should inspire you should be literally some of the most wealthiest persons in the world, and these are people that they've been able to. Someone was advocating at one point that people should be working for four days a week. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But someone said that if 4 days work per week does not build a Google or build an Apple. So it is very clear that for you to be able to build something substantial, people need to come to the recognition that you cannot skip the process. You can't skip it. There's no exception to it. If you want to build something meaningful for yourself and for the future, you must go through the process. So I feel that people are not understanding the fact that there is a process. You must go through it. There's no two ways about it. It's like a gold that needs to go through a furnace. You have to go through it to be refined.
Just to buttress that point, to use an example that most Nigerian youth would understand and identify with. Everybody all around the world, or most people all around the world now, shout about how famous David Adeleke, Davido Obio is. And they ignore the fact that he had to go through a process to get to where he is today. He just celebrated his 10 years in the industry. He came from that person who sang Dami Duro. Most people knew David. I knew David when he sang Dami Duro, up to this point of releasing Stand Strong. But most Nigerian youth will not want to look at the fact that he went back to school at a point to get a certificate. Some people will say, is it not just music? He still studied something, and he went after his passion. He channeled what he studied in school after his passion, and he got to that point that he has become a well-known person. But people want to sweep aside that and just get to the money-making part. The fact that he's driving a Lamborghini, and all that.
Okay. Well, it's not a bad idea that you want to dream big, but then it's important for you to work for it. Now, let's look at some persons believe that money ritual is not real. As we were discussing this issue, some people say, okay, well, it's, you only hear the report and all of that. It doesn't bring cash. Some people, in fact, a particular person was one of these Yahoo guys. They was interviewed, and what he said was that it doesn't bring money. But the case is that you hear the report every now and then. We're still going to talk about this. We're going to go on a break very shortly. Remember, you can join the conversation. You can send text messages to the number that will be showing on your screen. By the time we come back for the next discussion, that's 070-4425-9880. Now, before we go on that break, I want you to know this. Note this, because we will talk about it. That's about the belief system on money rituals. Why some people believe that, some do not believe. And we'll get to talk about that after this break. We'll go on this break to see what Oluwatosin Maliki has for us on Did You Know, and right after that we will be back. Please go nowhere.
Did you know, with the help of accessories, you can instantly have a new look? You can style up your outfits just by purchasing any one of these accessories. Take a chance to learn about the different accessories you will need to stand out. Fashion accessories are used to essentially contribute in some way to the wearer's outfit. They are designed to complete the whole look and complement the outfit. Accessories are further used to express the individual's personality, identity, and personal taste. All these accessories are designed with different materials, and they come in all sorts of colors, shapes, sizes, hues, and designs just to fit our body shapes and sizes, which is why they are perfect for any day. There are over a ton of fashion accessories to spice up your outfit, but we picked the most important that you cannot do without. Here's some of the main ones that you can choose from. Handbag. Handbags are also called purses in American English. It is a medium to large bag that is often used to carry personal items. Originally, a purse was used to refer to small bags that held money, but handbags are bigger and can hold whole sorts of things. The use of handbags have evolved over time. Women now go for smaller handbags in order to match their outfits. Note, they also try to keep the tone complementary. When picking out handbags, women are keen on colors. As a result, they select bags according to their skin tone or color. Necklace. Necklaces are fashion accessories that is worn around the neck. They were one of the first type of adornments worn by humans. They can be used as symbols of status and wealth, or religious, funerary, ceremonial purposes. When choosing a necklace to wear, you must ask yourself this important question: what do you want the necklace to do for you? If you want it to emphasize your outfit, you must have a clear understanding of the shape of your neckline. For example, the width, length, and shape of your neckline. This will then inform your decision on the perfect match for you. Some types of necklaces that you can choose from include chokers, martini, opera, rope, or lariat. Earring. Earrings are jewelry that is worn on a piercing on any part of the external ear. Earrings are worn by everyone, but are most common for women who have been using it for centuries now. Although earrings are a huge fashion statement, it is important to consider the look or vibe that you are going for with your outfit. Necklaces and earrings go hand in hand together, so you must go for a cool look, and it must not be over the top. Just add a subtle touch and you would end up looking stunning. They also have different styles including studs, loops, hoops, barbells and more. Bracelet. A bracelet is a piece of jewelry that is worn around the wrist. They are mostly ornamental but can serve different uses as well. Identity or medical information is often marked on bracelets, including allergy tags or patient identification. Bracelets create an effortlessly casual look. It helps to keep the wrist bolder. Bracelet comes in different sizes. It offers a distinctive look and speaks volumes as it complements your outfit. It can be made from different materials including cloth, plastic, bead, metal, leather, or any other materials. Shoe. Shoes are footwears that provide comfort and protects the feet. It is no doubt that women have fallen in love with shoes and cannot do without it. It adds to the beauty of a woman and complements her outfits. They are also used as fashion accessories, and they are a big deal for women. Have you ever noticed that if you go for an occasion, people tend to size you up from what you wear on your foot? Women are keen on what they wear. Ladies cannot do without high heels or cover shoes. Cover shoes are mostly worn for informal occasions. High heels are mostly worn to parties and churches. Footwears such as sandals are used for play around like going to the market, and they come in different sizes and colors.
Welcome back. We've been talking about money ritual, rising cases of money ritual, and I'm still talking to Olaito Meadows, a media personality, and of course Anthony Abia. We've been discussing issues surrounding how to stem the tide of money ritual in our society, how we can actually change the orientation some youths have about making money. Some people still do not believe in hard work. They feel, okay, they've been doing this for so many years, nothing is happening, and of course they see other people who can quickly make it, and of course they want to get into that syndrome, so to speak. Now, the other time we talked about belief system, which you mentioned. What's your take? The belief system, the concept of money ritual. What's your take?
Okay, so the belief system around the concept of money ritual, the way I see it is there are a couple of factors that shape a person's belief system.
Okay.
So there are people that it's impossible for you to tell them that this thing exists, and there are people that believe that it exists. So people that tend to believe it more are people that probably they've seen it happen, you know, and maybe people tend to regret doing it, and possibly the results of bad things that happened to this person that did it, and they could say, okay, yeah, this thing exists. So the belief system is very simple. People, a lot of persons believe that yes, it happens, and a lot of persons believe that it doesn't happen. In the Igbo extraction,
okay.
You will find something that is referred to as, very commonly among the Igbos, they will refer to something they call ogwego. So what that means is blood money. Okay. What it literally means is ritual. So if you are from the Igbo extraction, it is difficult for you not to believe that such kind of thing exists. So I am not advocating for such things. I've never done it, but I do understand that such things exist, right? But you cannot just believe that such things exist on the platform just because it exists, or other persons are saying that it exists.
Okay.
If you see it happen, maybe in your community you've seen someone that maybe the person did it and did not end well, you say, oh, this thing exists. And there are also other things that could make you believe that such thing exists. Your friends, the kind of things you guys discuss, the kind of places you go, the things you see. So people do not know, but the things you see and the kind of things you do with your friends shape your belief system. the shaping of belief system is an unconscious act. So it's not something that is very, very conscious. So some of those factors are things that we neglect, and it ends up shaping our belief system.
All right, let's look at the result. Now, talking about shaping the belief system. Now, you mentioned peer pressure, which you also talked about the other time. Now, let's look at people who see the results. They can see that, okay, this man, they heard that, oh, this man did ritual, and eventually something happened to him. He lost properties, lost his life, loved ones, and all of that. Maybe ran mad or something like that, and something happened to him. People see that, and they still get into ritual. What do you think is wrong?
It is one of the mindset problems that we're trying to talk about. Using the example of the idea of prostitution, when some movies came out, one of which was Funke Akindele's Jennifer back then. Watching that movie, ladies should be able to understand that there's so much damage that Aristotelism does. But then, rather than dousing the idea of the Aristo arrangement, everything just went again. People will say, "Nah, them. It cannot be me." That is one of the problems we have. This thing happened to it is the person's choice, or it's the person's path.
Oh, you mean they can actually maneuver when they do something like that?
I am a sharp guy. That one on no road. You know the way people talk. You begin to see all sorts of things.
Possibly there are better ways to do it.
Yes, like they will start giving different instances. There are better ways to do it. The person didn't do it the right way, but they know, or whatever happened to the person happened simply because it is this person. This person is not me.
You're right. Okay, let's look at from there. We take it to what the media is saying. You've mentioned the social media. Let's talk about the mainstream media and look at the cinemas. At the time, the Nollywood was said to have promoted this, and a lot of things were being said that they contribute to all of these things. What do you have to say to that?
So this is very interesting, because if you look at the movies that we have, right, especially from Nigeria, I mean, very wonderful industry. Well done for what they are doing, but if you look at what the kind of movies they produce, sometimes if you're a person who is a very technical person, you start to wonder. You can't make a movie and show me how that this kind of practices is possible. You show it for over 2 hours or an hour 30 minutes, and you use 10 minutes and tell me that it failed. And at the end, you tell me, glory.
Don't forget, it's a make-real.
No, it is a make-real thing.
It's a make-real.
However, you have to try to ensure that the amount of time you give, to the
in that regard, I want to believe you are speaking from the perspective of a lawyer. That you really need to prove beyond reasonable doubt, right?
Not that really. But I'm only trying to say that. I'm only trying to say that if you are trying to, if the essence of what you're doing is to ensure that our values are kept, you shouldn't make a movie that would last for 2 hours and use 1 hour to tell me that the person, it all failed, and you tell me to God be the glory. No, you have to. There has to be a way that you can build the movie where you can show that, look, it didn't work, and this person went back to something that he was doing, and he kept on working hard, and the thing worked out well for him.
Let me just chip in something here. The way the storylines are carved, you will notice that there are times that this thing happens, and the person runs back to wherever it is, and whatever was done. And the person goes, "But you did not tell me now that this will happen." And the person will be like, "You did not ask." That's the way it goes. You did not ask. Or it becomes a situation of, you didn't tell me this will happen, but why did you do this? You were not supposed to do this. You did this. You were not supposed to sleep at 12 midnight. You fell asleep 11:59.
In fact, if you sleep too much, you can actually get into that.
And it goes on from there. Why I would kind of castigate the idea of the movie thing is if you come and you tell me that after the movie, like they lived happily ever after, like there was no repercussion.
No, but hold on. Most of the time, these movies will tell you the end result, that the end result was actually bad. Of course, they encourage you not to get into it. So my question is, how is that contributing, or is that encouraging in any way? I want to believe, some people believe it's discouraging. But you are concerned about the duration.
Yes, here's my thought about those things. My thought is that whatever it is that you want to build, the amount of time you invest into it would play out for you. It's like garbage in, garbage out. You cannot, if I see a movie and the movie lasts for 2 hours, I am likely going to remember the most parts of what is always reoccurring in that particular movie. I'm likely going to remember that part every time. I may not even remember what happened in the end. I may not remember how it ended. But I'm saying that that's why some platforms like Viewpoints, when people are invited to talk about issues like this, I mean, that is very, very crucial. But I do believe that there should be some kind of effort that is put into such kind of movies. And we have a plethora of those kind of movies out there. So there should be a shift in those kinds of movies. I believe that if a child, for instance, is seeing that kind of movie, let's say a child of 14 years old is seeing such kind of movie, and the child has seen the movie, maybe let's say 16, because they say 16 is the average age, and the person has seen that movie for 45 minutes, and in 5 minutes, a person of 16 years old, and in 5 minutes, you show that it failed, it didn't work out, and you say that the person died and it didn't work out, or he lived poor ever after. That child, what belief system do you think that is building for that child? Because the child has seen things the person is doing, is living the life in the movie, and you use 5 minutes to advocate.
Are you saying the child will not bother about the end result?
No. The child may bother, but what I'm saying is that the longer part of the movie would be more
focuses more
resident in him rather than the 5 minutes that just says that look, everything worked out well. No, I personally believe that is not a good concept at all to build values.
All right, we talked about religion the other time. She talked about Bible when I picked my first line for the introduction, talking about the love of money is the root of all evil and all of that. In all of these things, what do you think religion is doing? Do you see the religious circle helping to shape minds of people, minds of youths that get into money rituals?
Well, if I'm going to look at the aspect of religion, I will say that our religious leaders are not doing enough to curb this. Let me paint this scenario. Someone goes to church, or in a church setting, they're doing fundraising. And this man comes in, with flowing agbada. And he announces that he's dropping a check of 15 million.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. But someone in the church right there and then cannot feed his family. His firstborn is in the hospital. They're asking for 100,000 naira to carry out treatment. But this man does not even know where the next meal will come from. But the focal point is this man that is dropping 15 million naira. And all the hype is going on. And this man is just sitting there. Then someone comes and says, come, I will take you somewhere.
Somewhere where you can get help. You can get quick
and he
help,
has tried really hard to reach people like this 15 million naira dropper, but he cannot. He has gone to the church to ask for assistance, but he wasn't given audience. The church needs to move the focal point from prosperity and
maybe not
like
just the church alone, but some other organizations, religious organizations.
Yes, they need to move the focal point away from prosperity. We're dwelling on prosperity too much. We should focus on salvation. We should talk about so many other things that can push people, or push people's focus away from money alone.
You want to add?
I wanted to say that actually the religious organizations, I do believe that they can do more. I mean, one of my philosophies is that, I mean, it can get better. So if you look at the church system, another thing that I tend to see is that when people come to church, they come with a belief system. And one of the duties of religious organizations actually is to ensure that they try to help in shaping the mindset of people. Now, it is the duty of a person to look for a particular church or a mosque or an imam or a pastor that you can listen to that can help you. When it comes to money, let me tell you what I have found, because I mean I belong to a church and we do a lot of welfare issues.
Don't mention your church.
Yes, of course, of course. So, but we do a lot of those things, and you will find that people come to church and then they tell you, I need help. Okay, no problem. What do you do, or what do you want to do? Some of these persons don't have business plan, they don't have any, and sometimes we'll tell them, come and learn a skill. Personally, I believe that a person who is skillful, if you have a skill, I respect, even if you have a skill of doing cobbling, shoe cobbling or something, I respect those skills, but they would not want to do those things. So, and then when someone comes to church and maybe donates to church or donates to a mosque or any religious organizations, it still boils down, the way and manner you see it still boils down to the belief system you have. Because if you understand that there is a process, you see, if you understand now that there is a process, this thing, it took a process to get to this level. If we are to use Jesus Christ, for instance, and it took him 30 years to start doing any kind of miracle he did, even though he was a Messiah, but he did not start.
Anthony, some theologians will want to disagree with you on that he started very early. Started probably before that time. But then, before he got the crown, maybe you want to talk about that.
No, the point I'm trying to make is that, according to the Bible,
yes,
Jesus started his ministry officially when he was 30 years old. And between 30 to 33 and a half is done. I'm only trying to, the point I'm trying to,
time frame.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to bring out is that if you want to make a difference, you must spend time in building your skill. What it is that you are building, you must spend time to build it. If you don't spend time in building it, when it is time for you to make money of it, you don't have the skill. You can't.
If you want to make a difference, you must find time to build your skill. You must be skillful, and of course with that you will be able to provide value. Remember, you can join the conversation via social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The handle is @YourViewpoint, and of course you can send text messages or via WhatsApp to 070-4425-9880. We'll go on this break, and of course we'll see what we have in the world of sport, and then we'll be back to conclude. Go nowhere.
Today, we are taking you down memory lane of some of the top Nigerian wrestlers and how their hard work and perseverance have made a big name for them. They have placed Nigeria on the global map and have become a force to reckon with in the industry. Are you a fan of World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE? Some of the wrestlers you watch are Nigerians. I bet you didn't know. Let's take a look at top 5 professional WWE wrestlers who are Nigerians. Ezekwesili Nduka Jr. Ezekwesili was born August 28. Nduka was born in Dallas, Texas, to parents and Prince Nduka, who are originally from Nigeria. Nduka attended Jackson Memorial High School in Jackson, New Jersey. He was a star basketball player before ultimately turning to football field in college. Nduka is also a professional bodybuilder in the IFBB. In 2016, Nduka began his bodybuilding career shortly after leaving the AFL. In December 2018, because of his incredible performance on the gridiron and on the IFBB stage, Nduka received a tryout with the WWE. In August 2019, Onduka was officially signed by the WWE, reporting to their developmental territory, NXT. Babatunde Ayegusi. Babatunde was born 26 May 1988. He is a Nigerian wrestler who is currently shining in the game as he rocks Agbada to the ring many times when he wants to fight. He was born to a Nigerian father and Polish mother. Most of his growing up was in America, and he started out his career officially as a footballer before turning to wrestling. The 32-year-old Nigerian is 6 feet 10 inches tall and was a former player at the NFL, but currently he is performing in the WWE developmental territory. Mose. Queen Ojinaka was born April 23, 1984 to Nigerian parents. Mose, as he is fondly called, is an American professional wrestler and former American football player. The name Mose is his official ring name. Currently, he is signed to Impact Wrestling and he is a former two-time Impact Grand Champion. He has also worked for Ring of Honor, Revolution Pro Wrestling, Evolve Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Noah. Ojinaka started officially his professional wrestling training in 2012 under Mr. Huggies at WWA 4 and has attended WWE training camps. Ojinaka made his debut on February 22, 2014 for Dragon Gate USA, working alongside the Bravado Brothers in a bodyguard role, and 2 days later he was signed to WWE. Omogbehin is a Nigerian professional wrestler born in 1994 and currently signed to WWE, where he performs on the NXT brand under his real name. Before becoming a professional wrestler, Omogbehin was a college basketball player for the University of South Florida and for Morgan State University. 2012 and 2015 was the span of Jordan Omogbehin's college basketball career. In October 2018, Omogbehin was officially announced as he was signed to train for WWE. Omogbehin was born in Lagos, Nigeria after his parents migrated to the United States. Omogbehin attended and graduated from Atlantic Shores Christian Academy in Shakers Peak, Virginia. Apollo Crews. Popularly known as Apollo Crews, Susel Uha was born in August 22, 1987. He is a Nigerian-born American professional wrestler, currently signed to WWE, where he performs on the SmackDown brand. He started his wrestling career in 2009. In 2015, he started wrestling officially for WWE and was assigned to its developmental brand NXT. On January 2017, he participated and performed in his first Royal Rumble match, where he was eliminated by Luke Harper.
Yeah, I'm Batula Oluwatosin.
There's rising case of money ritual in Nigeria generally. What is your opinion? What do you think is the cause? What is the solution?
We ourselves, being the youth, we have to go outside and rebuild ourselves. But if it now determines on how we are able to fight with this peer group thing, so that's what I think can be the cause of that. And the solution, if most of these people, I think 70% of them can see they're graduates, and if these people have a tangible job, I don't think they can go into that kind of thing, because and they feel in their own sense that the Yahoo thing and the ritual thing would push them well, but they don't know that it's demeans and it's going to downgrade them really, really well. The solution, I think, we should be prayerful. They should be prayerful, and I think any other thing will go.
My name is Ogbe Ochai. The reason I think people go into ritual killing is, in my opinion, ignorance, just ignorance. It's not, you cannot say it's poverty because they're not the only ones that are poor. So it's basically ignorance. And the solution, of course, the solution to ignorance is more education. Now, education here doesn't mean getting certificates, because of course getting certificates, we have a lot of them. The people going into other things probably have certificates too, so obviously it doesn't do it. So I think a sort of education that encourages philosophical and scientific reasoning. So we need such kind of education that raises the consciousness of the people beyond the primitive, superstitious level that it is now, to a more sophisticated, philosophical and scientific. That's what we need.
My name is Mrs. Grace Sumola.
So, in terms of money ritual, our youth these days they do money ritual. What's your opinion? What do you think is the cause and what is the solution?
Because is that all this the Bible have already written about it, that we are in the last day. People that are doing ritual is because they don't have the fear of God, and they don't know about. The Bible said, "Where my people perish because of lack of knowledge." If they have the word of God inside their mind, they will not do money ritual. It's because they did not fear God. They don't know about God. So Christians need to move out to preach the gospel, so that people will repent from all their wicked ways.
My name is Barrister Wasiu.
Okay, sir. So, what do you think is the cost of ritual killings that is rising amongst youth? What do you think is the cause, and what do you think is the solution?
Anyway, by my own suggestion and opinion is that the involvement of students, or I mean the young ones, why involving ritual killing and all this kind of atrocities they committed, is that just based on the economic situation of our country, that this thing is involvement of unemployment. And just take a look at the sample of the issue of ASUU on strike now. So, what if a student can be able to be in school whereby they are continuing their education and they know where their future is running to, and their future is not tampered upon or playing upon? So the government itself will know that they are not trying to play or making a bad step to the future of younger ones.
My name is Engineer Elvis
And with us, we're still talking money ritual on your viewpoint, and of course we're looking at the reactions, of course, what people said on the streets of Lagos concerning money rituals and all of that. So what's your take, Olaiton, from what people said there? Some people mentioned school issue, that you can be in school and all of that. Yes.
Okay, let's start from that. It's not the problem of ASUU being on strike that is leading to the rise in money rituals, because some people even started when they gain admission into the university. Away from that now, we have 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds engaging in it. There was a video when the 15-year-old girl that was murdered in Abeokuta by her 19-year-old boyfriend. When that happened, there was a video of two 11-year-olds who were giving us reasons as to why they wanted to do money rituals. It was a very fortunate thing that a man was watching that video at that particular time, and he picked up those boys immediately. He reached out and picked up those boys and promised to put them in school and all that. So if an 11-year-old is saying he wants to do money rituals, it's not about school.
What is it about?
It's about what the second woman said. Mindset, which we have been talking about, the shift in the mindset. It needs to go beyond just telling people don't do money rituals, or like a man said at a particular time, he specified that there's nothing like money rituals. You can't come to tell a 1-year-old that this thing burning on the candle is just burning. What is it? It's just burning. It's fire. Tell the 1-year-old this thing that is burning on the candle is fire. If you stick your finger in it, you get burnt. And you could even do it, move the kid's finger a bit close to the flame.
So what are you trying to say?
The heat.
Okay.
You won't stick it inside,
okay,
but let the kid feel the heat. You could give them practical examples.
Okay.
Talk about it more. Like he said, move the focus away from the drama around the rituals. Move the focal point to now using 1 hour to tell us how it broke down from doing that thing up to what happens. People need to be enlightened more. Another woman talked about people perishing due to lack of knowledge. It still boils down to
let me
everything.
take your opinion about that. How would you react?
Okay, for me, the way I see it is, particularly with respect to what the woman said around education. So first is, the way I see it is, our educators need to understand that they are not just there to teach theoretical and academic principles and theories, as good as they are, as they can be. They are also there to inculcate values in these people. Personally, when I was in secondary school, the two people that probably shaped my life most are two teachers that taught me. One taught me government, the other guy was the other guy was not even teaching my course. I was interested in him, in what he's doing. When I got closer to him, he told me, look, I'm going to give you a book to read and you have 4 days to finish it. I was crying. This book was 70 pages.
Wow.
I said, I can't. He said if I can't finish it next time, I can't come close to him, that we cannot. But what that made me to do is I read a lot of books. I became comfortable with that. And when I went to the university, I saw some other people. So with that mindset I have in my secondary school, I am able to get into the university and pick and choose the kind of people I want to associate with.
You will still have people like that, that man that you mentioned.
Yes, I do believe that we have people like that, but maybe most of them are no longer they're no longer in the system again, because some of them may still be operating with the mindset that, look, maybe I'm not earning.
And yes, that reminds me, you see some university lecturers, people would now say, oh, okay, it's been working. You teach business administration, you don't even have a business. You teach this, you cannot even prove it. You teach that, it's not showing on you. You use some rickety vehicles and all of that. Then you tell me I can make money when I do this and all of that. Some students tend to say that sometimes.
Yes.
What do you have to say?
People say that, and to be very fair, you don't really have to blame them for saying that, because life is practical, not mystical. You can say whatever you want to say if you are not doing what it is that you are advocating for. It's just like the person coming to preach to you not to lie, whereas he lies every time. And if I appreciate some certain successful businessmen in Nigeria, they'll take out time to go to certain schools, maybe business schools, to go and teach about certain aspect of their life. And most of them, they don't really go there to teach business, buying and selling. No. Most of them are going there just to let you know that the road is rocky. When you come into the business space or even the political space, you don't expect a smooth ride. The terrain will roughen you up, and you should be ready to take it.
All right, you should be ready to take it if the terrain is rocky, whatever it is. Okay, we'll have some comment from a number of persons here. I will just take 1 or 2 comments. Let's see what they have to say. Philip says, in my own opinion, the aspiration to have money have driven people to involve themselves in a lot of bad things. For an individual to engage himself in money rituals, such individual lacks the fear of God and is not disciplined. Babatunde Opayemi, well, societal pressure, such as family pressure, which you mentioned, peer pressure, are one of the main causes of people soiling their hands in money ritual. Money ritual works in Africa because of the gods people worship, although the devil takes more than what he gives. That's why there's a saying that says, he who wants to dine with the devil has to make use of a very long spoon. Okay, what if the devil takes the spoon from you?
He always ends up
okay, another one says, says, money ritual is bad. There are a lot of consequences attached to it. Those involved in such an act have either run mad or died prematurely. What still sometimes is the family member or friend of that person that is used for money ritual. The days are evil. People need to be spiritually and mentally alert in order to avoid being victims. What's your take on this? All these comments. We still have more, but because of time, what you have to say in a few seconds.
Yes, it just goes ahead to back everything that we have been saying since the spiritual.
Okay.
It works with the spiritual. In the last days, these are what will happen. Yes.
All right. Let's look at the legal implication of this. We do not have time, but then I would like you to touch on the most important part of this topic when it comes to legal implications.
Okay, so the legal implication, they're very simple. First is there is no particular law in Nigeria that criminalizes ritual, particularly.
Okay.
Right. So, but there are laws that prohibit against certain acts that lead to money ritual. For instance, Lagos State Criminal Law, I think section 130 rather, says that if you engage, if you're a person who does anything that relates to wizardry or witch practice, you know, you're liable to get imprisoned for 2 years. You know, and it is also the same thing in the Criminal Code Act, section 210 or so, says the same thing. So if it's saying that if you engage in that practice that you are going to be liable, because those things, it is almost impossible for you not to affiliate those things to juju. If you look at the broader definition
maybe
of voodoo
so
and the rest, yes. Now, apart from that, money ritual involves killing, and which is murder. So if you kill someone, we all know.
If it doesn't involve blood,
yes,
human blood or killing, you can go ahead and do ritual.
No, right? you cannot go ahead to do ritual, because whether you're coming to do it, the law may not necessarily hold you. There may be other laws, right? Because as a lawyer, if you look at what the person did, you can come from different perspectives to be able to pin such person down.
All right. Before the show started, you talked about intention. I would like you to expatiate on that.
Okay. It is almost impossible for you to say that you're doing money ritual and you say you don't have the intention. Did they force you?
Like the native doctor that invited police to arrest the man that brought, to arrest his client.
Okay.
Yes. Now the man may have said it that I want to use these children for money ritual. But in that regard, how would you attempt?
So here is it. In law, intention is not enough. So there are two factors that make for an offense: intention and act.
All right, we will stop there and we'll get to talk about this again when next we invite you. I hope you would oblige.
That's feeling.
All right, I want to appreciate you guys for being on the show this afternoon. I've been speaking with a media personality. She's also a producer in acting, Olaiton Meadows. Thank you so much for coming. And Anthony Abia, Esquire.
Thank you.
The lead at Unicorn Law. Be sure to join us again same time next week. By God's grace, we'll be here. Join the conversation online. The handle is at your viewpoint. I am Rotimi Akintunde, and I'm saying bye for now. Bye.